at 6 with Hudson Mack.
Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight. People who are fighting to stop a sludge treatment plant from being built in Esquimalt have gained an important ally, staff at the CRD. The Capital Regional District has issued a report to its elected board recommending that directors back away from the plan to put the Biosolids plant on Esquimalt's Viewfield Road. This comes after rallies, protests, and an overwhelming opposition at a series of open houses for public input. CTV's Joe Perkins has the story.
Need a better plan.
It was one of the biggest displays of opposition yet, a massive march against the Capital Regional District's plan to build a sewage sludge facility on Viewfield Road in Esquimalt. Today, opponents received some positive news.
I am ecstatic, and I'm sure I can say to for all of the residents of Esquimalt, Vic West, and many residents outside of our two communities that are also very excited to hear that.
In a staff report sent today to the CRD board, senior CRD officials recommend that the Viewfield Road site no longer be considered as an option for a sludge plant.
Well, not yet a victory, but certainly we're going in the right direction.
It's what critics have been saying since the proposal was made in late May. It's when the public discovered the CRD had spent $17 million on the Viewfield property and were considering it, along with the site at the Heartland landfill, as potential options for a biosolids site.
So they're putting a sewage plant in a place where people are less likely to speak up about it, where people have less resources, or where there's the assumption that people have less resources.
On Wednesday, the issue will be put to a non-weighted vote, meaning representatives for communities who do not have a stake in the project will get a say. The board will then decide to remove the Viewfield site from consideration or continue with the current public input process.
We hire staff for their expertise and for their knowledge, and if staff is recommending this, the CRD needs to look really closely at what the staff are saying.
Although it's a step in the right direction, Esquimalt Mayor Barb Desjardins is not calling the report a victory.
I'm hopeful that when we get to the table, that people will understand that this is the input from these meetings, but it's the same input that we've been receiving since the announcement, and it will continue to be the input that we receive if we extend this process any further.
If Wednesday's vote is to take Viewfield off the table, the CRD will have to decide what to do with its newly purchased site. It will also have to deal with opponents to the Heartland landfill site, who, just like opponents in Esquimalt, don't want to see a sewage sludge facility in their backyard. Joe Perkins, CTV News.